Would you like to make more sales in your coaching, consulting, or professional service business and maybe even do it immediately, like today? Well, I'm going to talk about one thing that you can do immediately to maybe make some sales. What am I talking about? Follow up. Now, I know follow up doesn't sound fun, right? It sounds like, oh my gosh, I don't want to be salesy. I don't want to be pushy. I don't want to chase people. I don't want to chase clients, right? And so, if that is your mindset, I want to encourage you to shift it, because here's the deal. Follow up does not mean bugging people to death, but it does mean staying in front of them. It does mean staying top of mind. And it does mean sometimes getting them over the finish line, right? To want to work with you. I learned a hard lesson about 15 years ago. I had a conversation with someone who was interested in my coaching services. And she said, I love everything you're talking about. I'm really interested in this. She said, I have a couple of other calls booked with some other coaches, and I am going to be then making a decision. I'm going to kind of see what you all have. Now, since then, I've refined all that process, and so this doesn't happen anymore. But this was a hard lesson because I kind of took that as she's blowing me off, right? She's not interested, but she doesn't want to say she's not interested. She doesn't want to tell me no. She feels weird telling me no. And so I took that as, okay, she's not wanting to buy from me. And so I didn't follow up. And I reached back out to her months later just to kind of say, hey, and see how things were going and kind of check back in. And I said, did you ever implement this? And she said, I did. She said, I actually, though, started working with, and she named this other person. And I said, really? I said, well, what made you decide to go with that person versus us working together? Because our pricing was about the same, which was interesting, right? And she said, because they just kept following up. They just kept on me until I decided to jump in. Like they didn't let go of it. That was a huge lesson for me. She wasn't offended by it. She just eventually bought. And I missed out on that opportunity. It was $36,000 that I missed out on because I didn't follow up. Now I have to make sure that I follow up, but I also encourage my clients to do it on a regular basis. So I will say to them, who have you had conversations with that you have not followed up with? Who have been like kind of warm leads that you haven't followed up with in a while? Or where are there some clients that you've worked with in the past that you haven't followed up with for a while to see what else they need or see where they are at this time, to see how you could be of service to them? See, all of these things are ways that you could literally go and make sales probably even today if you just took the time to really take care of the people that are already in your warm leads or that have been hot leads at some point. And we forget to do this. And the reason for it is you get distracted. I get distracted, right? And so I always have to be very mindful of making sure that I continue to follow up with people. And that's why I wanted to encourage you to make sure that you're doing these things on a regular basis. If you're not following up, you're missing business. I can almost guarantee it. And here's the thing. It isn't about being pushy. It isn't about being salesy. I had someone ask me one time, Ann, when should I quit following up? Like at what point do you say, forget it, I'm not going to follow up with them anymore? And I said, it's actually really simple. When they tell you to get lost, they tell you no, they unsubscribe from your list, they are basically sending the message, not interested, right? At that point, you can somewhat remove them or at least put them on the back burner and maybe check in with them months down the road or a year down the road or whatever that is. Because here's the thing. People get distracted. They're busy. They don't mean to put things on the back burner. It's not a priority at this time. But if you continue to stay in front of people, you continue to follow up with them, you continue to have conversations with them and really keep building that relationship, you can turn those into sales. And if you're not doing this, I can guarantee you're missing out on business. And again, it's really easy to forget about these things in our business because we're always looking to go after new leads, right? New people in our network. But it's often the people that are already in your network, the people that you're already connected to, the people that you've already had conversations with, or the people that have been past clients or warm leads or have shown up on your content. That's where the money really can be. So if you want to make more sales immediately, then go today and make a list and start following up with people. And until they say no, or until they say get lost, or until they unsubscribe, or whatever that is, keep following up. Now, you don't have to be a jerk about it, right? But reaching out, finding out how things are going, sharing something new that you're now doing that you weren't doing in the past, all of those are ways of following up. So put this into your business, put it into your business on a regular basis, and go and watch your sales grow. So I hope this has been helpful. Don't make a $36,000 or even more mistake. And here's the other thing. Don't take it personally when people don't buy right away. Don't take that personal. Just remember, I've heard this for years. They said, it just means not now. It doesn't mean not ever. And if you think about that, that means follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up until they tell you to stop following up. So it's just the way of the world. If we're bombarded with 14,000 messages a day and there's all these things that are fighting for our attention, it's really easy to not take action on some things that we really need to take action on. And people don't see everything that you're doing anyway. So you need to be educating them and letting them know. And they're in your sphere, in your ecosystem for a reason. So follow up and watch your sales explode. I hope this has been helpful. Let me know your thoughts. And if you need help putting a better follow-up system in place in your business and exploding your sales, then you can book a call with me at accarden.com. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.